everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Golden Quest podcast. It is me, 24K Hector. Welcome to the 24K Lorcana channel. With me joining me, it is Sedness. You guys know him. He is my co-host, and we really can't wait to give you guys, what is this now? Episode 3, right? So we're going to give you guys episode 3. But before that, we did want to kind of talk about a few things. Um, One, the cookout. Hey, they made a video. They're back. So they were able to make a video, get together, and we have James, Danny, oh let's go, and Sudden Chill um, got together and they made a video. So if you guys have not checked that out, go check them out. Remember what we said, we may have separated, but all for you guys it means double content, and we're still just going to give you guys, try to give you guys more content, right? That's all it really means. But yeah, we're gonna do a tier list. We're gonna talk about the tier list. We're not gonna talk about the Super Bowl, or at least not about the game, because you guys know I'm a Patriots fan, so we don't need to go into all that. But let's just say we got the most we could out of that team. That's all. That's as much as we're gonna get. So eventually, we're gonna have a bad matchup, and they're gonna go first because they're the higher seed, and then we needed them to misplay, and they didn't misplay. So it is what it is. But yeah, I can't wait to join you guys and just have you guys join with us in this tier list as we're going to knock out all 15 color combinations. Sennis is going to kind of guide us through it. We're going to move them how we go and talk about them together. But first of all, anything you want to say, Sennis? How was your week? Anything Lorcana wise? Anything? Oh, your
Uh,
video. Talk a little about how you did the video on the
yeah,
channel.
yeah, no, 100%. My week's been good so far, but I was able to upload that red blue video a couple of people requested for, so it was cool to see a couple of interest. The video, I think it's like at 300 videos right now, so I appreciate every view that we get, and I mean, I hope you guys like the deck. If you guys have any more questions on it or whatever, just let me know, or more interest into the lines or whatever, let me know. I have a tournament coming up, probably play the deck. So if I do and we do good, we'll record a video too, kind of letting you guys know how that went, or we'll talk about it on the pod, right? But yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys enjoy the list. But with that being said, let's switch it over and let's talk about these tournaments that are coming up. Obviously, our sponsor has, I mean, as we all know, this week is the release of your personal stores, or what do they call them, like hobby stores or your local stores. And we have it at our sponsor, TCG. I have a shirt right here, Top Choice Gaming at Redlands. I ripped these pictures off of Instagram, so you guys might see a little bit of like little icons and stuff. I know the last one I'm gonna show has a Hector's face on there because he liked the post or reposted it, and then it has Phil's face. Shout out Phil if you guys know who he is. But we got WinterSpell sealed. The Thursday night of release starts at 7 p.m. and it comes with a buy, or it's part of a buy a box promos, and every round they're gonna do a buy a box promo. And yeah, it's sealed. You guys know it's sealed. I'm not a fan of it, but it's a cool experience if you want to get a little bit out of the competitiveness. On top of that, they are gonna have another sealed in case, because not everybody can make it to the midnight release and all that. And the next one will be on that Sunday, 12:15. Same exact thing. It's just gonna be a different day. And then their prize out is gonna be based on record, but it's also gonna be a sealed event, $35 on 12:15 at 12 p.m. right after Valentine's Day. So if you guys can't make it, try to make it to that Thursday one instead. And yeah, and then what we got, the big first event we got for us. Hopefully we make it big. We got Top Choice Gaming presenting a WinterSpell multi-case event. It's going to be on February 21st. Doors open at 11 a.m. First round begins at 12 p.m. It's going to be a $35 entry. One box of WinterSpell added to the prize pool for every 3 players. So we do quick math. How much is that to make it like a 3 case? I'm dumb, so I
Hey, let me
found
just say 40 players. Let's say 40 players went. How many boxes is that?
40 players. Divided by 3, that's 13
Boxes.
boxes. So
There
that's
you go.
that's
Three
that's like three
cases in a
cases,
box.
yeah. So we get
In a
40
box.
players, that's roughly 3 cases. Obviously they don't limit it, so if we get more than 40 players, it would be more than a 3K's tournament. Obviously, format wouldn't be core constructed, and then based on attendance, they cut to top eight. I know if it gets really big, last time they did like their last biggest tournament, I think they did do cut to top 16. But I think it all depends on it's all they're gonna do what's right. So excited for that. It's gonna be our first tournament for this. I know we will have some data on it. I think CCS is the first week, I think, or maybe it's the second. It might be the same week as this. I don't know. I think there's one big tournament going on somewhere. I think it's maybe Ink or something. So we might have some real tournament data already by the time we get to our tournament, but it's still cool. We're gonna have one basically next week. So um with that being said, you got anything to say, Hector, before we jump into this
I
tier
mean,
list?
whether you're going to that big tournament or whether you're going to go to one of our tournaments, we are here to prepare you. We talk about cards for the first two episodes. Now we want to make sure you're starting to get deck ready. We want to make sure you start locking in those combinations. Maybe have your three potential color combinations that you want to play, and we are here to help you do so. So it's cool. Whatever you're going to pair it up with, whether that's red, blue, blue steel, purple steel, ketchup and mustard is back. I don't know, Arizona with some rancheritos, whatever you're gonna pair up for you and it works for you, that's what you're gonna do. So we are here to at least help you, guide you into that direction that is calling you. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Let's do it.
All right, let's jump into it. Do you want to start with the top, or do you want to just go from left to right, or
We
how do you
can
want to do?
go, so we can go in the colors that is stated. So like the way you have it there, we can go like
Left to
that.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm gonna just skip right real quick. Obviously we have our tier list. It's the
Oh yeah,
same
let's
tier.
let's,
It's
let's
the
talk
same
about
tier
that.
list, but we'll explain it. We got which is basically tier zero, S tier. We're gonna call it diamond. Go with the theme. Uh, A tier, we're gonna go with 24K, 24 karat gold, 24K Hector, Golden Quest, keep it with the theme. And then we obviously got
Golden Mickey winner.
yeah, exactly. And then, we're gonna keep it going with the theme. Tier two is gonna be silver, tier three is gonna be bronze, and then tier non-existent is gonna be Timu. Hopefully we don't get the what's it called, the copyright hammer from them, but I think we'll be all right. But let's skip over. Let's put red blue already in diamond. It's gonna be tier zero. Nah, I'm playing, guys. Nah, we don't lie around here. So we'll get there when we get there. But let's start with ketchup and mustard. Hector, where do you think this is gonna end up, or where do you think it's at as of right now?
So I definitely think it gets a boost. If you would ask me what kind of combination that goes in last set, it would have been between like literally bronze and like Timu, like right borderline, like a high quality Timu item. But it did get a significant boost. I would like to put it in silver. I heard that the character based one with the one that you play the Mulan and then you play that guy that if you heal, then for how many you heal. I forgot his name, but then you play that you ramp that much more. You have the tree, you have the Bambi. He's excellent. We have the horseman. That's never a joke, right? It plays really good. And we talked about, I think last week, that Amber character. I'm so sorry that I don't remember these names, guys. These are new cards, but the one that like the Amber 4 cost that you tap and then you lower a character by -4. Now you play the horseman. Perfect in curve, so that it goes really well together with this deck. For me, I like to pretty good solid standard silver deck. So that's like a deck that can like I can see a topping, but it's hard for it to win, if that makes sense. But yeah.
I agree. I mean, obviously, we could move as we start adding more things. We're gonna start being like, never mind. We could probably put this down. But I think since it's our first deck putting onto the tier list, I think I'm okay with it at silver as well. Um, Shout out Humble. He's big, ketchup and mustard fan. He was a big Mufasa fan, and he's kind of that list I'm seeing going around, and it does look good. I haven't tested it myself, but I played it against it a few times, and seems like the deck has a game plan and it seems like it's doing what it wants to do good. It's just, there's obviously gonna be a better deck or whatever, right? I actually don't think the song version can be too bad. Like with the horsemen and all that, depending on the meta. I mean, I'm gonna just say this right now before we continue with the tier list. I think a lot of color combinations are viable this set. It's just depending on the meta and what point of the meta we are. It's gonna be the same thing as every set, right? Like I think we're gonna go into like a control heavy set Not saying right now, but it's gonna go into like super control heavy. Then aggro's gonna try to eat that, and then we're gonna flip to mid range, and then mid range control's gonna kill mid range, and stuff like that. So, um, but yeah, I'm fine with it at silver. Let's go with Amber Steel. Where do you think that's gonna end up at, or where do you think it's at right now?
So we can go turn. So I talk to Ruby Hammer first. You can talk first about this one, and we'll go.
So
Like
for
you can
me,
place it until you'll talk about it. You'll place it, and then I'll tell you if I disagree, and then we can
for
kind
sure,
of
for
move
sure.
around.
Um, I do think Amber Steel. Okay, so we got a. Ah, dude, I wish we would have a 1.5. I think Amber Steel's like a 1.5 or like the bottom of A. If we're talking about
Mhm.
aggro, I think I don't know. For me right now, just going off the top, in my personal opinion, I think I would put personal like 4 decks in S tier, maybe 1 in tier 0, which we'll get to it. But, um, I think there's 2 aggro decks that are, like, in S tier right now for me, and then, like, 2, I guess, kinda control decks that are in an S tier as well for me, and I think this one, Amber Steel is one of them. Amber Steel aggro did get a huge power boost, with the Lilos and, the Pudges. That Tiana is cracked too. It's like you're running out of steam, you top deck no, is it Tiana? No, it's not Tiana, it's Nani, the 3-drop Nani, and she searches you the top 4 cards, and most of the time you find the dock, right? So if you didn't find the dock, this is like almost your 4 extra copies of dock, because that's what you wanna find off this Nani anyways, right? You wanna find the dock. So the Nanis are almost like you're playing 8 copies of dock. You're just more likely to see them, you know? So I think the deck's good. I think it can be good. I've heard a couple other people saying that it's really good, and then I think Sky said that the mid-range song version, he thinks it could probably be best deck of the format, but I haven't really been seeing that one go around too much, so we'll see where that plays out.
Yeah, I definitely see. Obviously, guys, we cannot put every type of deck of each color combination too. We'll be here forever, so we'll pretty much go for the most part with the most popular deck of that color combination, right? So for Sapphire Steel, we're most likely going to go with Sapphire Steel, not Blue Steel Detectives. That's what I mean. So for this one, I do believe the aggro version is going to be the one that's going to be the most popular out of Amber Steel. Like how you said, those the Lilo, the 2-drop Lilo is so good, and then the Nani be able to add dogs, but then you can play the Pudges. Some people play that one and play more characters for free, which gives you what more characters for Strength of a Raging Fire. I see some lists running around with even fire the cannons on it too. I definitely like the flexibility. I like that to pick an aggro deck this format, you don't have to. It's not only one. You can also pivot to this one, right? So I like that. Yeah, I like the deck. It's cool. They're playing some of them are playing some chunky bodyguards, kind of annoying, right? So I like it. I do believe it's gonna. So for me, it's kind of the same thing. I would put it at either the top of silver or the bottom of 24K gold. So I agree with that for the most part.
For sure, for sure. Let's kind of cheat a little bit. Let's flip these since you play blue steel and I play blue green. So I'll let you I'll let you talk about blue steel next. So where do you think blue steel is gonna end up, and I mean we'll talk about what's mostly seen Pele, and then our thoughts on our like secret spicy list or whatever, you know.
All right. So first of all, guys, I'm done talking about Blue Steel Detectives. I gave you guys a deck profile this last week. I've been rocking it for a few months. I need to move on to other decks for now to for more content, for more playing style, and kind of going around. So you guys can message me directly if you guys want more on the specifics. I know some of you guys have some people that I love the detectives and want me to always update it. I can always do a video, but message me guys, and I'll be willing to check out the last video if you haven't. Now, regular Blue Steel. Angel's good, man. Angel is a card that I can see. Well, it was out there, and then people were like, "This kind of sucks. It's only once per turn." I kind of agreed. And on paper, it seemed bad. On play, is really good. I won alone off two angels and one Goliath, and literally, I will no longer play a card for the rest of the game. I will go discard my two with both angels, deal four, quest. Discard my two with both angels, deal quest. Like I literally won with like the double angel Goliath loop, and it's kind of broken. I definitely like the pieces we got with the 3/3 on two and steel. So now we are more prevalent into more stronger into aggro. So this deck got better. This deck, and I know I'm not gonna say we're back because so many decks got better, but what I will say is that If you were playing the 246, the deck got better. I don't know. I like it in. All right, Hector, don't be biased here. Um, I think it's 24K gold. I do believe it's better than Amber Ruby, and there's no way I'm putting that aggro deck better than Blue Steel this set. The way the Blue Steel it can play into mid range. Guess what? We gotta let it go. It can keep up with control. I like this card a lot. It's not bad into aggro. It's not bad into mid range. It's not bad into control.
For sure. I don't think it's bad either. Um, the 246 one, I personally just I tried playing it, and I'm still personally not a fan of that playstyle of blue steel. I'm more leaning towards the ally build if I do play blue steel, and I even the ally build I think is still pretty good. I'm not talking about detectives. I'm just talking about strictly still kind of going tall, but your draw engine's not relying off of um keeping your hand at a like 2 card minimum because of Doc or because of Goliath. I'm talking about playing Shift Jasmine, Pete's an ally, the Ghost Pete, the 5 drop. He's an ally, so she's your card draw engine, right? She can find you a Pete. Pete's your card draw engine if he stays alive. And then Chicha. Chicha's also an ally. Jasmine gets you quest for Jasmine, you can find a Chicha. And then doing like a princess slash ally build, but still going tall. You still have the Jasmine, you still have the Hades top end, you still have the Vincenzo top end. And honestly, after hearing like Sky talk about his list too, like I didn't include her at the beginning, but I would even probably test the 6 drop Sonic Warrior Jasmine just to add more like more removal, because the Let It Go does add another songs, and then in this version you're going wider than the 246, so strength isn't that bad, and then you also have the bolt, right? So then you're playing 12 good removal songs, and then with the Jasmine you just start. I mean, I haven't tested it with the aerial, but it sounds good. And then obviously the like if you guys don't watch Podacana, like Sky said, playing Cindy on 4 and then her ramping you to 6, dropping area right there is pretty good sometimes, triggers the Cindy again, and then it's you're presenting another threat on the board, right? She's a 3/8 quest for 2, and then every time you play a song, you basically blow something else up. And then you can still play the angel. I do like the angel as well because the angel's an ally as well, so you can grab her off the Jasmine, right? I personally think, I mean, I enjoy the playstyle. I don't know if it's better because I haven't tested blue steel that much. I just like built it real quick, tried the 246, didn't like it. Tried this version, liked it more. Played like 8 games, went like think I played all these decks till I lost 3 times. So I think I went like 5-3. And I don't know, it felt fine. But like I said, I'm being biased. I like the ally version a little bit more. Is it stronger? Personally, I can't speak on that 100% on myself, but I do like it. Personally, me, I would probably put this list right now, um, like top of silver, but that's just me. But we'll go ahead and leave it at where Hector said for right now. Moving on to green blue. Green blue, basically got nothing. Not gonna lie, I think Moana is cracked in this list. I think she provides a lot for this list. I said it from the beginning, that I see Moana in 2 lists, and I already took her out of one. Unfortunately, I saw her mainly doing its thing in red and blue, and then in green blue. And the reason why I liked her in green blue so much is because there's so many combo pieces in green blue that, and then like most of your turns sometimes in the early stages you spend your turns trying to find your combo pieces, so a lot of your turns go turn 1 develop, turn 2 sell, and then at that point if you go Cindy and then drop Moana after that, you can start saving your hand because you already have 2 or 3 actions in your discard. And most of the time what you want to do on turn 3 with blue green is sing your welcome, so then you throw another thing you can put in your inkwell, from Moana, right? So then you start inking all these cards in your inkwell. And then if you don't find the Clarabelle and you go Donald on 4 and then Moana on 5, now that Donald is actually drawing you the 2 cards, because before it would draw you a card to ink basically, and then it drew you the 1 card. Now with Moana, you're drawing the 2 cards because you're not gonna ink from your hand, you're gonna ink from your discard. And if you ever wanna draw more cards because your hand size sucks, Moana doesn't make it so you can only ink from your discard. You could still ink from your hand to control your hand size and then draw off the Clarabelle, right? And then me personally, if I'm playing green blue right now, I'm playing Ink Geyser. I think the deck got so much better, so many more tools for Ink Geyser to be crazy, that I just do not see a non-Ink Geyser version being played of green blue. Like I said, the Moana just makes that insane. You sail, you ink the sail. You're welcome, you ink your welcome. You do your MMS combo with Prince Philip, you ink that combo. They kill your or they banish your Philip, you ink that Philip. So then when you ink Geyser, not only did you get value because you played all these the first time, you get them all back because you inked them after you used them from Moana. So then it's like almost you're getting all your threats back a second time. And then, well, like I said, you ramp up with Self first, and then you ink it with the Moana. So when you ink Geyser, you get all that back. So then you get more than likely when you try to ramp back up from the ink geyser, you have like double cell in hand because you ink the cell. Before the problem was when you would play ink geyser was you would play the cell and all these ramp cards initially because you want to get to a high ink count early and then ink geyser. Well, now it doesn't matter because you can use them and then you can reuse them anyways because you can put them back into your inkwell with Moana. I think Moana is basically the only tool we really got. I wouldn't really play Pete and Green Blue. But I think the deck is still fine enough as is like that, and I would put it above Amber Ruby, and I would put it in Silver. I don't think it's right now with so many aggro decks running around. I wouldn't put it in like S tier. So
Um, yeah, this was a tough one. This one's a little tough one because it was the best deck last set. So it was like I would consider this deck diamond tier. So it didn't get much help, and all the cards that came out for some reason feel like it doesn't add that much to the deck. Moana's pretty great, and that strategy with the Inkizer is cool. But like compared to what all the other boosts other decks got, it doesn't feel like that significant. Um, but it's still a good deck, right? It still has like a broken Goliath, as I call it in Clarabelle. Oh, you don't draw Goliath now? Well, I can still play resource game with Moana and Donald Duck. Like that's crazy. I don't know if it drops off that much, and I'm a blue green hater. I would like to think it is gonna be bottom of gold, but I it's hard for me to not see that deck and still be like, especially if the player's good. You know what I mean? Like I see fungus and you saying they're playing this, like I'm still scared, bro. Like I don't know about like it's still real. Um, I don't know. I would like to think that it's the bottom of 24K gold for now. Now I will be opening. I will say this because I know you were. Hmm. I will agree that the amber steel beats also if you want to put them in order. I do believe amber steel goes above blue steel and blue green like that. But for now, right? And we'll see how many decks we have. There, by the way, I wouldn't be like I'm not gonna treat Diamond as tier 0 because that's so hard. But I'm gonna treat it as like there's two decks that I have up there in my head. So that's why gold is still gonna be. There's still a lot of good decks this set, man. It might be one of the wildest, the six deck meta format. But yeah,
yeah,
I like it there. I don't know.
the reason why I feel blue green drops down too much, and I don't want to speak too much more on it, just
The amount of
because I don't
aggro.
want this video to be too long, is the amount of aggro. I think that's what's bringing it down a lot.
Top of
I
silver,
mean,
maybe.
let's
I agree with that.
let, like towards the end of the right fungus one, and then like set champs and even like the CCQ out here playing blue green felt like such a big trap because everyone was just targeting it, and I do think it's kind of an easy deck to beat when it's targeted because you just play all the aggro stuff, right? And now we have even better aggro decks. Like Amber still aggro didn't feel that good last set. It was still fine if it became a full control meta, but like it started coming back out of the woodworks because people were trying to counter blue green, so it was fine again, right? And that's my problem with blue green. I do think if we're in an all control deck or all control meta or mid range meta, I'm gonna bump this up again. Like S, it's gonna for sure be S tier. Like it's gonna keep up with all the control decks, right? But as of right now, because I feel like there's gonna be so much aggro right now, I don't want to tell people to play it right now. But it's not a bad deck. I do not want to call the deck bad at all.
I actually do agree. You actually changed my mind. I do want to put it in top of silver. If that's okay with you. I changed my mind. Also, I noticed that Let It Go helps the other decks more against this than this guy's help from having Let It Go. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I actually that's something else I forgot to mention. I actually would like to possibly try this slot. I would have to see how we make the space to put in Let It Go, but I actually don't think Let It Go would be bad in blue green either. Ink Geyser version. If you're playing non Ink Geyser version, no. But if you're playing Ink Geyser version, because you're gonna ramp them up, and then you don't care because you're gonna ink Geyser them, and sure they might get that threat back, but you're gonna out ramp them back up to those threats, right? So yeah, but yeah, that's where I would leave it at. Let's go with you. Where do you think Blurple is going to end up at?
So I think this deck is my first diamond deck. Solid into aggro is probably the best mid range slash control deck into aggro at the moment. Spen is a huge help. Being able to play some of the solid one drops, it's very good as well. We have stuff like Cat. Like I said, the Spen has been a huge addition. We have Let It Go. So now after the Spen, you can even hardcast Let It Go, and you put a lot of aggro problems into like you bury them honestly. So unless aggro opens the nuts, Blurple's really solid into them. Mid range, when is Blurple not good against mid range and control? They have Let It Go. They have Hades 5 drop. They have Hades 7 drop. They have 4 Into the Unknowns. They have, like we said, Let It Go. They have Exerters. They have Bouncers. Like it's crazy. Yeah, this deck is nuts, man. This deck is, and then from what I've seen in other podcasts, it's up there, man. This is diamond tier for sure. I will be disrespecting it by putting it next to Blue Steel or Amber Steel right now. There's no way. This deck is insane.
Yeah, I mean, basically ditto everything you said. I think this deck is insane right now. Kind of like what I was saying, the way I was testing. Once I actually started testing and I was like, all right, I'm done messing with blue red. I'm gonna start giving every deck. Once I felt like the list was kind of solid, I was giving every deck like, all right, I lose 3 times with the deck and I'm done. I did that with Burple. I couldn't get off the deck. I went like I think I had to play like 20 games and I ended up 17 and oh well 20 what's 20 games? Yeah, 17 and 3. I ended up like 17 and 3. That's like I topped DLC, like won the whole DLC almost, like damn near, um and then when I was playing it, this is how I know the deck is good. Like when I was playing it, I was looking at my hand and I'm like, dude, every card I ink right now feels bad inking. Like every card is good. Obviously like the T-Bulls and stuff, but like oh man, I gotta decide whether to ink a Dumble or a Book or a 5 drop Hades or a Elsa or a Let It Go. And it's just like, dude, what the heck? Like every card I'm trying to ink is like ridiculous. Like it's broken. So, like you said, it's good into control. It has a game plan against control, has game plans against like the mid range battles, and it has game plans to not just auto lose to aggro. I mean, obviously, when aggro hits the giga crazy stuff, they're gonna high roll you, but they need to do that to consistently beat you on Blurple. Like if you guys both play like a fair game and you guys both didn't like high roll like crazy, like most of the time you have a chance. So I think this deck is the best pick in my opinion. Like if you want to win something these upcoming tournaments, if you have any tournaments coming up, I would say grind some Blurple and you'll probably do good and at least top if you become good with the deck, So moving on, let's go to Green Steel. It's funny that I get to talk about this one. Honestly, I haven't even explored it. I haven't even thought about it too much. Um, can there be something there? I don't know. I mean, there wasn't anything there. There's like an aggro thing there, set 9, because of Chromacon. There wasn't really anything there last set. I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna throw this deck in Timu. I don't know. Like, can someone find something that could probably put it at the bottom of silver? I think so. I think something can be found. But as of right now, like I wouldn't waste my time on this color pairing. That's personally just me.
Um, Snowfort is pretty good in this deck. Being able to give your steel characters boost and then have to resist. I think that there's one deck that can definitely take advantage of it. Is the Snowfort. I think it goes better into green steel than it does in purple green, right? Um, it has like the cute plays that I had last time with the dock, right? Still have some like cute dock plays that you can do with the Chromacon, and then you bounce back to your dock, and still has that. It's solid. It has some Lilo. So did the aggro version get better by just thinking 2 drop Lilo Snowfort? Yes. Is this deck probably still Timu? Yes. So, but I mean, maybe like it might be Timu compared to all these other colors. It's just everything else is so good. So we got to have something in Timu. And I'm sorry, Green Steel. I will say this: you're probably the top of Timu. you can get top 8 out of set champs with a green steel deck and probably still get a price card in in some set champs. I will say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree with you with the Snowfort thing, dude. I think the better Snowfort deck, 100%, is purple green.
Think so?
It has what steel is lacking, and it's the purple draw engine, and I feel like that's what makes it good. Like, yeah, we have the docks,
I think
but
that's what makes the
are you
deck
gonna?
better than green steel. I just feel like Snowfort feels it. Like I just feel like it. Okay, here I feel like purple green doesn't need Snowfort. I feel like green steel needs Snowfort.
I think it's not because what was giving the thing going on was you're playing Chromacon to rebalance your docks, right? And and sometimes mothers to
Oh, the
rebalance
Comic
your
Con,
dock.
Emerald Comic
Yeah,
Con. Yeah.
yeah. So now you're telling me you're gonna play 8 3-drop uninkable items? I don't know about
I
that.
don't think you played A, but I don't think you played A for sure. I think you played like 2 Snowforts and like 3 Comic Cons. But yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot though. But yeah, I 100% say it's Timo. What about this purple green list? Where do you think it's gonna end up?
That's funny that it just came up next. And then you could go ahead and swap the red, blue, and the purple steel already because you could be the first one to talk about red, blue. But the purple, green, it's cool. Um, I like it. It is better than green steel. So I would ask this: if you're gonna play a steel deck, green steel probably one of the worst ones. If you're gonna play, also if you're gonna play something green and you want it to be aggro-ish, you probably go purple, green. Think with purple, green, it can play aggro, it can play mid rangey, it can play control. It's kind of in that purple, but except I'm gonna play green instead blue, right? Um, hmm. Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and put it at silver. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in silver. I I think I hasn't been figured out yet. It's gonna probably. I wouldn't be surprised if you put it to bronze. I'm down to knock it down there with you, but it has potential to become a deck once it's been figured out. I don't know about that deck yet.
Yeah.
Hidden potential.
Yeah. I'm always a fan of. I haven't thought about if Brainiac had gotten a bunch of new cards, but I think Brainiac can have potential. I always think that card is an interesting and different kind of deck, especially if control decks are going around. Because you just play I'm gonna draw my cards, bounce your stuff, and then I'm gonna bend you, right? Like that's what Brainiac does. And if you're playing against control decks, like most of the time that's good because what is a control deck gonna? What do control decks usually do? Drop bombs to remove your stuff. What are they gonna drop if you're not dropping anything but items that are drawing you cards, right? So that's why Brainiac's good. But let's talk about the Snowfort version. I actually disagree, dude. I think the deck right now, at least the ones seen to and the ones that beat me, they don't beat me very often, but I do think the list is getting there, and I think it can get there. I would personally put it in silver and above Amber Ruby. The lists that I've seen are playing like let me think about it real quick. They're playing like on the play is crazy. Like they play the 2-drop Robin Hood that becomes a 1-drop, or Christopher Robin that becomes a 1-drop when you're on the draw. It's a 1-3 quest for 2. You drop that. You drop the Pocahontas on 2. That's a 3-2 quest for 1 that gets a lore, and then you drop the Snow Fort. So you have a 2-3 with resist 1 that's questing for 2. Then you have a 4-2 with resist 1 that's questing for 3 because it's triggering off your Robin. And then after 4, if you follow up with a Genie, like, I don't know, I feel like that's a lot of pressure on thick bodies that also got a power 1 boost on you. Um, I don't know. And then these decks are also playing go-go, so you have to swing into these things most of the time, especially if you're on the draw, to take all this stuff out. And they're dealing a lot of damage back, but not damage enough to kill you or sorry banish you, but enough damage to be a threat for when they start dropping their go-go's because you start having characters on your field with 3 damage on them, 4 damage on them, and they already quested probably to like 10, 11 by the time you kind of start shifting control and then they start go-going you. I don't know. I think the deck is almost there. Like you said, I don't think it's fully solved, but I do think as of right now, it's solved enough to be like in the middle of silver. I actually like the deck a lot. I like the idea of it. I think it could be a good deck.
I think shout out to in Lumineers, Jeremy Berterioni, the one that is in San. Sorry if I say your last name wrong, but it's in Zan's podcast. He said in the different podcast of Lumineers, he's like the issue with purple green is if I want to play the aggro version, there's better aggro decks. If I want to play the mid range version, there's better mid range. If I want to play the control version, there's better control decks. I think that's the issue I'm having with this card. And also, if I'm gonna play Emerald, How did we not talk about this? Blue green, the deck we made, that blue green, I would rather play that me myself. And that blue green, by the way, guys, go check out that video. Would go in bottom of 24K gold. But that's me being giga biased. But I'm just letting you know, if I'm playing a blue green deck right now, that's the blue green deck that I'm playing. I feel like we had to shout that out because I was like, wait, we're not gonna talk about the Mulan deck that we. I'm like, oh wait, that's part of the blue green. But yeah, I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, I will give it to you, and we'll see how the list falls, and I'm down to keep it a silver for now for purple green.
Yeah, I mean, I agree in that sense, but I also don't think just because there's better options that this deck is automatically put into bronze. I still think that you have a good enough, like the deck's still good enough to get there.
Hold
Obviously,
it down.
I obviously there are better options. Like I think that's perfect what he said, but I don't think that makes the deck bad. It just makes it the worst option, right? But just because you're the worst option doesn't mean you're just a terrible deck, you know. At least in my opinion. Yeah, let's go into blue red. So like I said, guys, this is a diamond tier deck. Deck's broken. Nah, I'm kidding. I personally think blue red, and this could probably be me being biased. I'll see after I take it to a couple tournaments. But as far as online testing and stuff, I think it has the tools to be a meta deck. I do. I think once we find out whether the meta becomes more aggro y, then we could build the deck to beat more aggro more consistently. I mean, Hector saw me play on Fight Club. We're testing, and I played against a Amber Steel, and it's not like I was playing against James. It's not like James drew bad, and he got too old. You know, I did get a little bit lucky on game two. I probably should have lost that one, but like that's how close the games were. Like and it was a 2-0, right? There's times I'm beating dogs with this list pretty easily. But then I'm losing to some blurple decks, which like I said in the video, I put Ink Geyser or not Ink Geyser, Ink Runner and Rush Goofy to hopefully help out with that. I haven't tested again with that. I will be hopefully testing this week uh into more of the purple decks. And then I played against Dre playing the Amber Sapphire full control, and I beat him too. So this deck can, with the current way I have it built, it can beat one of the best control decks and one of the best aggro decks. So I think it has a shot, especially once I know how to tackle the meta. I think I really do. I really do think it has a shot, and I want to put it almost at the top of silver, bottom of 24K gold. But I'm gonna take my bias out of here, and I would like to leave it just at the top of silver. I see some people putting it in like not real deck. I'm kind of shocked at some of the tier lists, but I don't know. I could be biased, and then later in tournaments I start getting clapped. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I like it right there. Um, I would play that deck over the other three decks. Um, Weirdly enough, I like Amber Ruby more than purple green and blue green. I like where Amber Ruby stands right now. I don't know if it's at the bottom of silver, the way it's been like testing throughout the community. I think it's been able to be respected to be more popular than the other two decks. Yeah, I like that. I've seen them. The reason I like that is because I've seen your build, and I would. This is what I would say, and I've seen other people's build, but I don't think there's really other builds out there. People give up on this, man. So I like your build, and it does its job. So I would rank your list at top of silver. Yeah,
Yeah. All right, let's go into purple steel. What we flame James about all the time. So let's talk
this
about it.
deck
Let's get
sucks.
the real truth on this deck.
God, this deck sucks. No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty solid. It still does what it does best, right? So it does 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 best, better than any other deck. This is the issue. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not it that much anymore. So that's the only thing. It does 0, it goes from 1 through 5 the best, but like sometimes that's not enough. At the end of the day, guess what, Purple Steel? You're still not doing unfair things. Almost every deck is doing something unfair, and your unfairness is, hey, I went Doc into Doc. Like that's as broken as your deck gets. Which is peace. It sounds broken, but like that's as broken as your deck gets. Demona after Demona, I guess, but even then it's like whatever's. Yeah, it's cool. A Blurple cooks it. Um, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of mid control decks kind of cook it, kind of. Great into aggro, but man, I don't know, man. I'm fighting with this one. I'm gonna. Oh man, you're wild. See, I don't want to have that many. I'm not. I don't think it's better than Amber Ruby or your Blue Red, but I think it's better than Blue Green and Purple Green. Yeah, that's where I put it, man. I'm not gonna lie.
um, let's see.
I think
Let's
all the
get
decks above it on the left side and above it are better than purple steel,
yeah.
100%.
Um, let's see. How can I word this? I think we've talked about it, right? Like if we're doing purple stuff, I think purple and we haven't talked about it yet, but yellow purple are better decks than this, in my opinion. Um, and if we're talking about steel stuff, I do think it's one of the best mid range steel decks. But like you said, I don't know. I liked what Dre said after he tested James' list, and it's like I feel like this deck is good, but I also feel like I'm playing this game on hard mode. Like, why am I doing this to myself? Like the deck's not bad, and you can get a lot of wins with it. But why are you struggling to win every game? And you can't tell me it's a consistency thing anymore because I don't know, bro. Purple to me is feeling real consistent, bro. I'm doing the same thing every single time, and I'm just destroying decks. So, and I haven't tested yellow purple, but to me, I used to say last set, and me and Eddie recorded a video that never got released as a cookout, where I was talking about, dude, why are we playing yellow purple? Why don't we just build a yellow purple or blurple like yellow purple, and then blurple becomes a better purple deck again? Now I don't know if that argument really works because yellow purple also has 8 2-drop ramps now, so it's kind of like I get it, they're still uninkable, but they can do it now. Like if they really want to commit to the 2-drop ramp, they have 8 of them now. So if they want to, right? So I don't know. I'm very torn on this list. Um, I don't know. I would have to honestly. I wish we would leave purple still last, and then after all the decks are done, I would like to rank it then. Because I feel like I could put it here, but I have to see where all the other decks are, or what else we have as well. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'll leave it right here for right now. But I'll speak to it again once we get to the end. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
So you put it at the top bottom of 24K gold.
I feel like
Okay,
I'm
because
fine
I
with
like
it.
it.
Yeah.
I get it, and I heard you. I'm willing to compromise and put it at the top of the other tier, the other blue red, in front of the blue red,
Okay.
and we'll like
I'm down for
the
that.
way around it. We'll start doing like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah. I
Yep.
just gotta see what else we put up here to
Yeah,
see.
exactly.
Yeah. Because I'm being biased right now. Like I've been testing my version of blue red. Can everyone know how to play it? I don't know. I mean, to me that version of blue red feels really good. I'm not gonna tell everybody play this deck. Let's put it on the map. It's crazy. The way I've been piloting it, the way I built the deck to my playstyle on that. It feels really good to me. I do think the deck is viable, but I don't want to also overhype it and be like, I just don't want to steer people in the wrong path when there's better, when I think there's better options. For me, I think blue red right now is the best option. I want to play that deck, but for other people that might not be, that are trying to like look at this list and be like, you know what, I'm gonna pick up this deck because of this list. I don't want to steer them in the wrong direction of purple. Like I mean, no, blue red. I would say, hey, if I give you the option to play blue red or purple steel and pick it up, I'm gonna type purple steel. I'm not gonna type pick up blue red. Like I'm not gonna do that to you. You know. So whose turn is it? Is it your my turn or your turn for
And that's
coaching?
when that's when you were like, oh, what if I'm willing to pay you for coaching? So now they don't know red blue
Oh yeah,
sound not
then
that
then
bad.
then then we'll coach you. Yeah, then we'll coach you. But
Well, I get it. When you create a deck and you know all the lines yourself because you made a deck, it's way different. With Blue Steel Detectives, I put it out their deck profile. Everyone sucked with it. I did a mulligan guide and how to play it, and they're like, "Oh wait, I wasn't doing any of that." All right, so it kind of works like that. But yeah, let's go on to the next one. Red green.
yeah,
Um,
Christmas.
I'm not gonna try to go too much time on the ones that I can save time. I will save time. It has the red Mulan and it has the green Mulan. The green Mulan can quest for a lot, and the red Mulan can wipe your board. There's some green songs. There's some what is it called? I can't remember his name right now. Max. There's still some synergy there. It still can do Shark. There's still some things right there. Maybe some actions with Robin Hood. But other than that, I think it's still going to be bronze. I think it's going to be our first bronze deck. I do think it's better than green steel. I feel like if I were to cook something, I think it's better than green steel. So I think welcome to the first deck in bronze. There we go. I think it's fair. That's
Felt like it might be our only deck in bronze too, to be honest.
yeah. We'll see. Oh, I
uh,
mean, if that silver keeps getting up, maybe some
yeah,
might
we're gonna
move a
have to move. Yeah,
DP
we're gonna have to move
downgrade.
some
Yeah.
down. Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with it. I do think if we were to both spend an equal amount of time for green steel and green red, I think we could probably cook a better green red deck than a green steel deck. I will agree with that. Let's move on to purple red. Purple red. Um, damn, dude, there's so many good decks to set. It's crazy.
And you know what's crazy? Yeah, there's a world where maybe we're just in a man where it's gonna be a lot of good decks. Like, there's a lot of choices, so it makes sense for silver to have the most, right? Because there's gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
like above average decks, and I feel like that's what silver is, above average.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna tell me RA goes into red green, you know what I mean? And I still don't think purple green goes with red green. So it's like it's still gonna be silver's gonna be stacked. It is what it is, bro.
Yeah, this is
What
rough.
ranking do we put it in silver though? I think it
I
goes.
feel like it
I'm
has to
not
be
gonna lie to
better.
you.
I feel like it has to
I
be
think
better
it goes better than
than
blue red. Yeah, there
yeah.
it is. I like it there.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I
doing
like it
this.
better than
It's
purple
yeah.
steel, but I'll let you decide. I think it's destroying aggro right now, like, and it still can like out tempo some mid range decks and control decks. But it's right there. Purple steel and RA are like right there. Like I would put them equal. Like visually, I
Yeah.
can't do it, but I would put it equal. Honestly,
Yeah. Honestly, I just will put it down here right now because I'm not seeing that many red purple lists. So I can't really decide the strength, but I do know like there's no way it's not strong. Purple got a lot of good tools and a lot of like lower tools. Maybe not as not enough like a lot of tools for Blurple, but I think it got a lot of tools that will help red purple. So the fact that I don't know, I think it's for sure better than all these decks at the moment. I think green blue is also really strong. I feel so weird having it down here, but the fact that aggro is so prevalent, like that's bringing it down a notch, like a lot of notches in my opinion. I think I just finished watching Sky's club pod or no Podcana, and it's true what he said. Like we can probably build a deck to not auto lose, green blue to not auto lose, to aggro. But at that point, why are we playing blue green? Like let's just play another color, right? So um, I do agree with that, which is why I think it's all the way down there right now. As soon as the meta shifts, I will probably shoot it up a lot, but right now I think it's down there. So moving on, red steel. Where are we putting this at, bro?
but yeah, at top of Timu, still better than green steel. I still rather play red green better. That's that. I'd rather play red green. I'd rather play it than, and I'd rather play this than green steel. So like, Ruby steel can cook in one day if you like face a bunch of aggro and you're like the best player. But it's like you're one control or mid range matchup away from losing. Like I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Yeah,
It's not man. It's almost like Lorcana said, "Hey guys, these colors don't go together. We'll try. We'll give you guys some duel, but like we're not trying to make this color stick. Like you're not supposed to be Ruby. You're not supposed to get the luxury of having Ruby and Steel. We're gonna make sure y'all don't get ever. eh, Ruby and Steel can never be meta for the sake of our game. I will say that the day Ruby and Steel are meta is the day the game is not healthy. Think about a Ruby and Steel being a meta deck. Nah, I'm good, bro. Like that's scary. Those colors should never be meta together. So it's all right.
yeah. I also agree. I don't know. I feel like yeah. I think I'm fine with those down there. I don't think they're that explored right now. I don't think even if they are explored, they're gonna shoot up to the bottom of silver. Like I don't see them being competing like with these decks, right? So yeah. Yellow blue. Let's go with the version that we're seeing the most of, which is like the Giga Ramp full control list. Shoot, man. I would put it like at the top of silver. No, I think it's better than this. Uh, that's weird because there's the purple steel, but it's definitely better than blue steel. So I'd put it right here. Once again, leaking some spice. Hector, have you uploaded your blue yellow deck yet?
I have not uploaded
Okay.
it, but I think people know how I feel about Chicha and detectives
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
did
So
like I said it was
yeah.
very similar.
So once again, I don't know what it is, man. I'm a control player and I'm not liking these like bigger control list right now. I don't know what it is. I'm also not a fan of the blue yellow like Giga control deck. I don't know what it is. Maybe with the Cauldron now, it seems like I don't know. I was watching Dre play it. It seemed like it was doing good, but then like I feel like the deck is gonna fold once people are like, you know what? I'm seeing a lot of yellow blue. I'm gonna put some Mind of Destruction, and I think the deck just starts to fold. I honestly do. I haven't been playing that version a lot anymore because I got tired of it. I'm with Hector on this one, man. I like on certain lists, I'm agreeing with Hector. I think we go 3-5 instead of 4-6. Like there's not a lot of good six costs in blue yellow. So why are we skipping to six? Why are we doing that? And then Chicha is just a way better draw engine. Like you can't rely on the. Don't get me wrong, Ohana means family is a broken card when you get it off, but against good players, they're gonna give you such a hard time to get that card off. And if they don't let you get that card off, then that card is basically uninkable in your hand, or you're letting it rot in your hand, right? So yeah, I don't know. I like the me and Hector. Our builds are a little bit different, but we're still kind of doing the same concept, right? We're using our draw engines as Chicha and stuff, and I've been enjoying that version a lot better. And to me, it's feeling a lot better. Same thing with Blue Steel. Like I'm more on the Chicha build right now instead of the 246 Goliath. And both those lists I'm building pretty similar, and I like them both like that. So
It feels like the Chicha with the Mickey and Donald on both sides, Blue Steel. It just feels like you're not playing Giga aggro. I can set up. Let me set up my ink and my hand. All right, now I can play. Like you're at 7 ink already. By the time you start playing, you're already at 7 ink, and I look at theirs and they have 4 ink. Like, and the fact that I'm not double inking from my hand. Cindy is a filter. It's not an extra draw. Like I'm literally inking from deck, drawing from deck. Like I'm gaining resource from both ends. It's absolutely absurd to me why that's not the way to go. I like this deck a lot. For the sake of aggro players and to put respect on aggro players and not be biased on control, I'm gonna willing to put this second to Armor Steel. I think it's I would even if they told me right now you need to win a DLC, you need to get first. So I need to be unbiased. I still rather play this than Amber Steel, but that's just me. But I like it there. I would. It's 24k gold though. That deck jumped up a lot. It's better than any of the silver decks. I will say that.
for sure, yeah. And in case you guys are interested in any of these lists, I think that's the next video you're gonna upload, the yellow blue. But um, let us know on interest,
Yeah,
and then
comment you
yeah.
guys what you guys would like us deck profiles from these to do in the list, and you'd be surprised how much I actually listen to the comments. So
Yeah.
love it.
All right, let's move on to our last two decks. Let's talk about yellow green. I think I talked about the last one first, so you go with this one.
Yellow green, I think it's the deck that joins diamond. I believe these two decks are the diamond tier. I believe green yellow is the better choice than any of the decks in 24k gold. So I believe it goes up to diamond. I think the only deck that we can say that can match it, as in like what deck should we play, is Blurple. And at that point, you just go off style. What's your style of play, honestly? Um, this deck is good, bro. This deck is absurd. Like, it's so good. It doesn't need to go aggro to win too. And I don't know where to even start with this deck, dude. Like I can go on and on about how good this help and play lines and all this, but this is probably not the channel on how to play dogs, so I'm not even gonna go into it. This deck is broken. It is the one closest to Blurple, and I cannot do it injustice by putting this in gold when I know it's up there with diamond. Like you cannot go wrong with either choice. It just depends the day of what was the correct call. That's all. These two decks are diamond for me.
I agree. I think I don't feel as bad because of the way the dogs players are building it. They're going like heavy on the Rockstar Stitch and the Rockstar Lilo combo. Um, I do think the most broken thing the deck can do is shift Stitch on three right now. Going turn one Stitch, turn two Willow, turn three Rockstar Stitch, and then just popping off the next turn. But if you do it that way, then you do slow down a lot, which will allow Blurple to dominate and other stuff. I think once the perfect green yellow or more like more optimized green yellow list becomes, I do think I will be 100% okay with putting this deck in diamond right now, or diamond. I would probably put it at the above of 24k gold, because I do think the fact that the way it's built right now, with like going heavy into the Rockstar package, it slows down the deck a lot. Like people are still complaining like, oh, they went turn one Daisy, turn two Lilo, triple Pudge. But by that time your hand's empty, and at the end of the day, those Pudges are only questing for one. I do think the card's broken, don't get me wrong, but that slows down your that slows down your race compared to what they used to do, which was turn one Lady, turn two Lady Tramp, turn three Lady Tramp. Like these things are all questing for 3 2. Like it's crazy. And right now we're dropping like one questers. Majority of these are one questers. So I think it slowed down the deck a lot. by any means, I'm not calling the deck bad. I'm just saying, like, once it gets fully optimized, I'm 100% okay with putting in a diamond. I'm okay with leaving it in a diamond right now too. But I do think the way they slowed it down right now, it's making it more susceptible to Blurple, which is why I think Blurple's so broken right now. Because this one slowed down, and the Amber Steel did speed up a little bit, but I just don't think it's as crazy as Green Yellow. But I'll leave it right here for right now. But that's my only take on it. I'm not gonna tell you guys how to build Green Yellow because I don't know what you guys got to do to fix it, but I can tell that it's slowed down and it's giving Blurple an opportunity to win those games pretty easy.
Unless you high roll, I think we can agree that it's the one deck that a high rolls is the best deck to high roll on.
Yeah, no, if you high roll, I
Dogs.
mean, yeah, I mean, if you high
Green
roll,
Yellow
it
is
is what
the
it is.
best deck to high roll on. I think
Yeah.
Logan and the Lumineers, I don't know if you watched that podcast, but they said that they're like, that deck high rolls and no one's beating it. Like, it is what it is.
Which
So,
podcast?
the Illumineers, that's the one that has Zeniless
Oh,
and the
I
other.
don't watch that one.
Oh, you
I don't
watch that
watch
one?
that.
It's
No,
cool. Phil was just on it. Shout out Phil. He was just
oh,
on that
okay.
one. It's cool.
Yeah, I don't watch that one. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I will say some of these high rolls on the green yellow are just insane. Like it's just crazy. Like you go into those high rolls where you do shift stitch on 3 and then you go you cheat out 7 drop tramp and then you cheat out another 7 drop tramp and then you cheat out another 7 drop tramp and you consider it a high roll, but not really because once you have like 8 characters on board, you're seeing. I'm still gonna call it a high roll because it feels like you're getting high rolled. But if you really think about it, they saw like half of their deck. Like half of the deck, you didn't see three or 4 copies is still crazy, but like at least 2 to 3 copies of one card, like that's that's not. I wouldn't consider that
Is
lucky.
Cheetah still legal?
No, it's not.
Okay.
The
Just
reduced
asking.
damage one, right? I mean the
Yeah.
reduced attack. All right,
I forgot
let's.
what card came out. I think it was the one that minuses a bunch of. They said that the dogs so they can see it because it went so slow, but it can also play control now so much easier. Like it can see under the sea so much easier. It's gonna be a world where they can go aggro, but it's more of a mid range control deck because they're gonna go their goal is gonna be to if they can out aggro you, they'll just under the sea you.
I mean,
Then there's like a song that
can't
it's
they
like
just do
3
a color?
characters minus a bunch. It's like a bunch. There's a few
Mm,
cards that obviously,
can't
but
they
yeah.
just do what colorless was doing? The scrump. I mean, you're with going
They
wide,
kinda can, yeah,
going
instead of
wide with
fucking going
Rockstar,
that
like they
wide.
can't, yeah, they can't out everything. So eventually, some of
I
these
mean,
are
it's
gonna
just
turn back up,
yep.
and then you just scrump everything, right? And then, yeah, I don't know. I think the scrump might be fine. I'm also down to. I don't feel like the deck really needs Chromacon anymore, but I'm not a dog player. I don't know. Just from what I think, like I don't really think you need Chromacon anymore. But that's just me. But let's go into yellow purple. Let's end this video. Um, and we're gonna talk about yellow purple, the one that's basically built like Blurple, that version.
With the
Uh,
trees, with the lanterns, with
oh
all the
yeah,
broken
with
amber
the trees. Yeah,
removal,
I personally put it up
horsemen,
here.
criminals, the Mona, some
Yeah,
of us, so man, there's like everything pretty much.
I personally would put it at the top of 24K. It's kind of I'm down for it to be anywhere right here, for me. But
I think it's better than amber steel and blue yellow at the moment, and I do agree blue steel is the bottom of 24K gold. Yeah, I like that.
for sure, for sure. Are we happy with this list?
Yeah, I don't want to move anything up. I don't want to move anything down. I like it. It makes sense. We're This is a pretty healthy format, guys. Especially if these gold and silver decks start working to taking towards the top 2 decks, starts mixing it up. But also, we are not Blurple and Dogs are broken, but some of them have troubles and issues with some of these bottom decks, which will makes this meta kind of healthy, right? Except Blurple, it feels pretty mid-range to everything, but it feels like some matchups is like 50-50, right? So like
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not too happy
Yeah,
with how many decks we have in silver, but like you start thinking about it, right? Like, can we put this
I
down here?
can't
Like,
bump
there's
it
no
in.
way you can you can't put this next to green red. You definitely can't
The
put
only
this next to
way
green
is if
red.
we literally put red green on top of Timu and then the blue green and purple, but that deck still doesn't sound right to me because I feel like purple green. See, those decks are better than bronze, bro. That's the thing. We just have a lot of good silver decks. I honestly don't think those are bronze decks.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, dude. I think this meta is
Yeah,
super
that's
healthy.
pretty good.
I think
Like I actually like our better list. This might be one of the most accurate ones, honestly.
uh I do think a lot of decks are viable. I 100% do. I don't. I know some people are saying like, "Oh, I don't think anything new is gonna come out from this meta, and the top decks are still gonna be the top decks." I agree with that. I don't think the only one that I can say for sure got worse, and it's not even because it got worse. It's just the meta is not for it right now. Is blue green, because I don't even think the deck got worse. I just think it's not in its meta right now. Um, but I do think a lot of decks got better. I think that's the thing is I don't think they got worse, but I think a lot of the other decks got better. And it's just making it a healthy meta.
And I do agree with those six decks, the two and then the four being the meta decks, and then the rogue decks in silver that can beat the meta decks. So I feel about it.
All right. Do we got anything else before we want to end this? And
No, guys. I hope anything before I close out on your
no,
end.
I mean, let me switch this over to the other scene. I mean, we said it right there. We did talk about some of our own spicy takes on some of these lists, like the blue steel and the blue yellow. If you guys are interested, I would say just let us know. I'm down to make more deck profiles, get better at them, and or if you guys want to see us cook up, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna dedicate a lot of time to it, especially if you guys pick like a wacky color combination like red green. I'm not gonna say it's gonna come out next week because it's gonna take me a while. I'm not gonna give you guys a list that I think is just absolutely like it's not gonna get you anywhere, right? But if you guys want us to cook up a red green list, I mean, I don't know if Hector's down, but I'd be down to try to cook something up. But I would say probably give us like 2 weeks on that one, especially because we got a tournament coming up. But if it's something like we already have built, like for me right now, I basically have a every blue combination deck built, and I'm pretty happy with uh how most of them are already. So I'm down to upload some of those, but yeah, I'm sure Hector feels the same way. If you guys want us to share a list or something, just or one that you guys are interested, in, just let us know and shoot us a comment and let us know.
Yeah. Listen, guys, I'm down to turn something from bronze and maybe trade it in, and we'll work on it to make it gold some way. We are not gonna make gold out of Timu. Letting you know right now. You comment those decks, we are not making gold. We could bump it to bronze. That's as much as we're probably gonna bump it to. So let's be realistic and give us something that we can work with. But yes, thank you again, Caesar, for co-hosting this. We love you guys. They love you. Uh, you love me. They love me. I love them, etc., etc. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, and thank you for joining us on episode 3 of this Golden Quest. Until next time, guys.
Peace.